Enterprise also. So let's put our hands together for him as he comes to the high table. Let me quickly recognize Engineer Mrs. Olotu from Federal Institute of Industrial Research. You're welcome. Now, one of the moments we have been waiting for, I'm going to hand over the microphone to Engineer Akiumi Odumakele FNSC. He's going to tell us the success story of how he translated his passion into enterprise. Let's put our hands together for him, please.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. All protocol observed. I'm not a public speaker, but I have to hold on to my passion and speak from my heart. I was expecting to see the millennium. So us thing, you know, I'm a provocator. When I go to a place, I see how I can add value. I would love a situation where 5 or 6 corporate organizations who sponsor the young engineers that are currently in universities to this sort of laudable event. Because we should be speaking to the life of our youth, we should be making impact. A lot of things are going to be said today that we believe will go a long way in developing the young engineers, the women engineers. I'm going to speak from the title that of today's event, which is Passion Translated into Enterprise. And so what I have done basically is to take a look at the meaning of passion to me, the way I have seen passion. It's a deep desire, that is a stamina that says I will pursue a cause no matter what it takes. Therefore, a deeply committed person in the likes of entrepreneur or anyone or a leader that is going somewhere possesses a deep desire to produce or a 2 or 3 man company. And then you want to do business with me, with a 3-man, corporate organization. I ask you, where are you going? You don't know where you're going. You just want to make a living. You already rank yourself low. What I mean by, there's nothing wrong being a CEO, but then if you have gone into a marketplace, into an organization or anywhere, into a forum like APWEN, this is a platform that people can identify skills, talents. The one that I have and the ones that I don't have. First, I identify my own talent. I identify our own talents. I'm looking. It's very easy for me. I'm not afraid to partner because I'm doing it with my free heart. It's not only money that drives us. It is the purpose, it's the passion to want to succeed. And so my passion is that I want to see greater things done in Nigeria. So I like to see 3 or 4 of us come together to build a corporate organization that is so formidable. When I read an individual CV, you see the strength of that person, and you read 2 or 3 other CVs, and you see the strength of those persons, and you combine yourself under a corporate organization, and you go. If APWEN people walk into my office and I say I'm 3 members of APWEN and we have just launched this company, do you know my door will be widely open? Because I know where you guys are coming from. And then integrity cannot be discounted. Your integrity opens doors. Attitude, integrity. You may be so great and talented, but you lack attitude. I won't hang around you. Spirit of God does not reside in where there is arrogance, okay? Where there is, fraudulent, what we call 419, you want to scheme me, yeah, you can't build to last company. I can give you the first project or first contract, I want to see how you do it. In my company, what I say we have today, even Delta Africa today, 50% of our business development is built on our name, brand, integrity. We do as we say our core values should do it. Respect one another, yeah? You know, you got to have a spirit of excellence in what you do. There is no mediocres. We are launching Nigerian engineers into international corporate organizations. Nigerian engineers in the oil and gas, here trained in Nigeria, goes everywhere to do similar business, and they are doing so well. At least in Delta Africa, I can count over 50 engineers that are working in all over the world. And that is how good a nation we are. If one company can do that, and we have 10 of us, do you know the multiplier effect? We can take over the world in the oil and gas industry. And so, let your vision be bigger than you. Challenge your status quo by thinking out of the box. Don't always do what everybody does. Because your purpose, your gift is a unique one, and it has to be dealt with according to its uniqueness. So it's not, you know, like I use the word identical twins. They're not the same. And therefore, where people are afraid of, if it's your gift, challenge it under your status quo and say you're going to make something great out of it. Okay? Milestone your vision into short term, medium term, and long term. You know, I mentioned about open partnership, SWOT, individual SWOT analysis. What's your strength? What's your weakness? Look for strength in the area of your weakness and come together and build a very formidable company. Okay? Be mentally and physically fit. This is balanced life. I work out 5 days a week. I'm 56 years old, but I can take on 30-year-old boy. Yeah? And, you know, because you see, you're carrying so much load every day. And as much as you are spiritually blessed, it's not the work of God to deal with yourself physically. What you eat is your doing. Yeah? How you fit in terms of your strength to take on, you know, weight. Because the weight of this world is so much. And today, we call recession. It's an attitude. Some people are dying of heart attack. They are having high blood pressure. And for black people, this is a real issue for us. Cancer does not kill as much as we die on every day. Someone, oh, I just spoke to him. What happened? He just dropped dead. Do you check yourself medically? Are you fit medically? Are you eating right? Because there's a gift in you that you should not allow it to die premature. Many, many good things of this world, gift of this world, that never lived the purpose that God intended for. You know, the best place you can see those today is in the, you know, in the grave, in the mortuary. And I like to encourage all of us today that we need to take on our gift and take it seriously. And you know, I spend quiet time every single day. And why? Because I'm a very spontaneous person. I don't read from book. I read my stuff. I learn it. But then the word that will minister to my day has to come from God. And so I encourage all of us, before we go out there to deal with the physicality of this world, let the supernatural go out there with you. See God in everything you do, and the rest will be very easy for you. God bless.
I thought he deserved a standing ovation. That was powerful. Passion translated into enterprise, indeed. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. How many of us are willing to brand our passion today? Okay, let me ask a simple question. How many of us have passion for something? We have passion. We are so limited. We have passion for something. How many of you are ready to brand your passion today? Did we actually listen to him? You know, I saw the thing did not look like a simultaneous equation, but it looked like an addition. Passion plus purpose is equal to profit. So whichever way you are going to get profit out of it, if you have a passion and then you have a purpose to go with your passion, then you are going to be able to get something out of it. Put your hands together for him one more time. Passion translated into enterprise. We have heard the success story of Delta Afrique. We want to hear another success story this afternoon. And that success story is going to be given by the CEO of Seplat Petroleum Development Corporation. But before it comes, I'd like to invite to go through the citation of Sir Austin Aburu. I'm going to invite Engineer Mrs. Temidayo Okunore Makindipe to come and read the citation of Austin Aburu. Thank you so much.
Good morning, distinguished guests, and our special guest of honor, led by the first male citizen in engineering, the president of NSC, and the first female citizen in engineering, the president of APWEN. I greet you all. And it gives me pleasure to present the citation of our second keynote speaker, Sir Austin Aburu. The profile of Austin Aburu, the Chief Executive Officer of Seplat Petroleum Development Company, PLC. Austin Aburu is a key player in the Nigerian oil and gas industry. He started his career with NNPC in 1980, holding several positions, including well site geologist, production seismologist, and reservoir engineer during his 12 years in the company. He left the NNPC in 1992 to become a technical manager and deputy chief operating officer of a startup business, Allied Energy Resources in Nigeria, a pioneer deep water operator. This step reawakened his entrepreneurship skills and helped to launch him into the world of independent E&P business. Buoyed by his huge appetite for value creation per day of crude oil and over 300 standard cubic feet per day of gas. A geologist and petroleum engineer by training and an alumnus of OPM 41 at the Harvard Business School, Austin is an accomplished industry writer and a research professional for major national and international conferences. A co-author of Nigerian Petroleum Business, a handbook, and author of Politics, Economics, and the Nigerian Petroleum Industry. He won the 2013 Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award in the Master category for Nigeria and the West African sub-region. Austin is married to Victoria and has 5. So, APWEN welcomes Mr. Austin Aburu.
Thank you. I think the Austin Aburu is terrible because I am truly not sir. I am neither a knight nor Lord. Yeah. Let me start with a few apologies. I actually sprained my right leg yesterday at an event. As part of the reason I was late, I had to see a physiotherapist even before coming. So I hope I can stand for as long as I should. If I start feeling anything, I'll just sit out there and keep speaking, just in case I do that, don't feel offended. And also, let me start by congratulating the engineering chieftains, male and female, that's said here, and all distinguished ladies and gentlemen in the audience. I attempted twice to prepare a paper like Engineer Makinde, and I was lucky that I didn't, because I'm going to have a very honest 20-minute discussion with you, taking off from where Engineer Makinde stopped. We are both speaking on the same topic of passion translated to enterprise. Nigeria back in this, somebody I hold in extremely high esteem. He has built one of the most profound engineering practices in Nigeria. They render services to us, just as they do to almost every operating company in Nigeria and around the world. By the way, if you are turning into Lekki Phase 1 and you're coming on this way, that building you are looking at there, don't let it intimidate you. That's engineering. But that's how humble he is, you know. And you can see that when he spoke from the pulpit and spent the first third of his delivery to convince us that both our passion and our purpose and what we end up doing in life all come from God. And that's what I'm saying. I'm going to continue from where he stopped. I'm a Christian like he is. I'm a devout Catholic. But I'm going to address this topic from a very ordinary point of view. I will take away the spiritual cloud that Engineer Olumakinde wove around this topic. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is passion and opportunity. Passion is a deep-rooted conviction and determination for a purpose. Deep-rooted, which is probably why Engineer Olumakinde says it can only come from God. But my view is that passion is limited to the opportunities and exposures available to you. And I usually like to seize every opportunity when I'm addressing a female gathering to speak to this whole issue of women empowerment and the need to empower women and raise them to the level of men in Nigeria. And I try to draw on some basic statistics. When I went into the University of Nigeria in Nsukka in 1976, as a first year student, there were 47 of us in geology department. First year to final year, there was not a single female. People like Engineer Nkechi will tell you that when she was reading engineering, in the entire faculty of probably 200 students, there were probably only 3 of them who were female engineering students. 5. Good. In fact, there's one particular lady, I have lost touch with her, we remember her name. We used to go to Faculty of Agric Engineering to watch her drive the tractor. You are the one. I haven't seen her since 1980. That's her. I still have it in my memory. We used to go watch her driving. She was just 5 of them. So, 40 years later, it is not surprising, therefore, that when you assemble engineers with 40 years experience, out of 200 engineers, you're only likely to see 3 or 4 females. Because that is the statistics from 40 years ago. So how much opportunity was available to females in Nigeria to even have a passion for engineering, when you didn't have the early exposure to engineering? So while 5 of them were reading engineering, the bulk of Nigerian women, because of our cultural background, were tending to kids at home. They will have a passion for making children's food. That's what they do. That's what they're exposed to. A few of them in the villages will have a passion for the type of agric that was reserved for women, tilling the ground. You cannot divorce passion from opportunity and exposure. So the first thing that must be tackled before you even address passion is education, equal opportunity. So today, if you get into any typical university, we probably have a ratio of 50-50 between men and women. We're getting there if we're not there. No some universities actually have more women than men. Some faculties have a lot more women, liberal arts, social sciences. Some faculties still have men, drawing from the history of our social background. But what that shows is that if we're to reappear here in 40 years' time, the statistics will not be the same. So it is not really how much we preach about female empowerment that will take us there. It is about returning to the basics to make sure that every female, like every male, has an equal opportunity to be properly educated. And once you are educated, you have a wide horizon of things and opportunities available to you to even determine which of them is your passion. So, I had a passion for geology and engineering practice because I was educated in those two fields. I probably would have had a passion for litigation as against commercial law if I was a lawyer. It wouldn't have been anywhere else. So my message as a starting point, which again engineer would work in this was mentor the young ones that are coming up, so that they have confidence in themselves, they have belief in themselves. But more importantly, if there is any advocacy at all that should come from women, it is that every woman should be educated. Once that is done, the rest of the campaign of equal opportunity is already won. Let me tell you my own personal Seplat story, so that we can talk about this passion translated to enterprise. As the abridged resume said, when I left NMPC, when I was in NMPC, and he asked, what would have prompted me to leave NMPC? I would say, when I look back now, that I always thought that certain things can be done properly. When I think through from that period to now, and I try to put my finger on what it was always about governance. When I look back now, it was always about governance. Now, I've been giving public lectures. In fact, I compiled the first of my set of writings into that book, Politics, Economics, and the Nigerian Petroleum Business. When I felt strongly about something, I wrote about it. And when I go back now to read those things, I see that if there was a passion I had, it has always been about governance, and sustainability. So at a certain point in NMPC, I also knew that I could become anything in NMPC, but the ultimate determinant as to what I will ultimately be wasn't going to be entirely competence and excellence. It wasn't going to be. It was clear to me. I had operated in an NMPC. I had been in a position where I was training people who in rank were my seniors. So I knew that at some point I was just going to get to a point where if you were lucky and somebody liked you, they would move you up. It wasn't going to be entirely about excellence. So I knew that ultimately I would have to leave that environment. And then a private company, just like we do back in there, employing anybody now, a private company called out like that, hired me. And I went there and spent 10 years. It even re-emphasized what I couldn't place my finger on as my passion. I saw opportunities in that company. We're building from scratch an oil and gas company. If you had a block, the reserves were there. You could build a team to create all the value out of that block. It's a rare opportunity. If you didn't have the qualities to build a winning team, you will waste that opportunity. So I spent 10 years there doing all the work I did, saw the opportunity, and saw that there was a lot that could be done. And so when government came up with the marginal field program, I knew I had to participate at the risk of losing the job I had. I knew. So when I put together a group of people and we found Platform Petroleum, and my bosses in Allied called me and said they did a search and found my name in a company called Platform Petroleum. I should come and explain. I said, it is true. I formed a company with these people. I can leave now if you're firing me. And this was a true conversation between me and my chair. And he said, no, stay on. If you win the marginal field, we can even be your technical partner. So it's only when we won the marginal field that I had to leave to go and set it up. Again, it was the same thing. So this was an opportunity. Marginal field is marginal field. Reserve is reserve. You can only extract value if you have the right competent people formed into a real team and you are able to plan and execute. There are no shortcuts. So again, it was about governance. Once I went to Platform Petroleum, I stopped writing. I used to write like every week regarding this opinion page. I said, well, this is not the time to criticize other people who have not done it right. You now have an opportunity. Let's see what you can do. From that day, for the next 5 years, I never wrote one article. Sat down there, built the team, raised some money. One of the most difficult marginal fields we have, very faulted and so on. But we were the first of the 24 marginal fields, 2003 to 2005. We were the first to put our field on production. Put a team together, separate management, deliberately separate in authority and responsibility from the board. Proper board and management. I was MD CEO, ran the place for 8 years, and then another opportunity. Shell was going to divest a couple of its blocks. I had been dealing with Shell because our marginal fee was the Shell asset. And we went to Shell, and Shell told us, Platform, to go and speak to Shiba Exploration that they were also speaking to. We don't want to speak to too many people. Go and talk to yourselves, form yourselves into a company and come back and speak to us. And in the end, so that's how we formed Seplat. Seplat is actually Sepco, which is Shiba Exploration and Production Company, and Platform. I just took the Sep and the Plat and wrote it down. Change the colors, put red somewhere. That's how I went and registered it. Again, it was the same thing. What did I want to make out of this place? Do whatever rich people Nigeria.
And communication technology to reach out to everybody, as well as young professionals forum. I'm going to be calling on APWEN to please supply us with some very professional young ladies that will be the pioneers of the young professionals of Nigeria. And I am sure that with APWEN's record, they are going to get some inspiration here. I bring you goodwill from all the professionals of Nigeria. And if my experience is anything to stand with, APWEN is the foremost professional body of women in the world. Indeed, every international conference we have been to always are very, very charged when they hear about APWEN. In fact, in Africa, APWEN was the first. I'm sure of that. So, we are going to be able to continue to lead. And I wish you, with the programs that you are doing today, your impact in Nigeria will be very well felt, and especially in the professions. I charge you to continue to look up to your mentors and to mentor others, as has been advice today, so that together the Nigerian professionals can have the rightful place in the economic space of the country. Because without us, without the professionals, the country has been wobbling, and we need to take our rightful space. May long live APWEN, and may your programs continue to be beneficial to the humankind and to our great country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. From the 6 women that started APWEN 35 years ago, we have 4 sons here. And the pioneer president will be representing them while she gives a goodwill message to everyone seated here. Join me to welcome Engineer Mrs. Joanne Olumadika, FLSC, MFR, the endless qualifications after her name. I'm reserving it. You're welcome back.
My president, NSC, my president, APWEN, is the past president, Mr. Aburu of Self-Lat, I've not seen you for a long time, and my vice president, are you deputy president? All of the officials of the
simple and still look good. And at the same time, excelling at your work. So for me, that was important. Coming in as president at that time, first thing first, after we must have an office. We must have an address. If you want people to address you, you must have an address. And that was what happened. And I said, what's the other thing we need that is key? Once you graduate from school, what you need are handbooks. Handbooks are, the things that teaches you how to do it, how to deliver them. You've known the why, the what, the how now to get it done in the field. So, through God's grace, we got people to support us, and we bought lots of handbooks in every discipline of engineering and set up our technical library. I'm sure you're interviewing me in that same office today, and I'm grateful to God that the office is still here, and we have
all the time I was president, first, I'm trying to catalog what I was spread, what are the different to do, some like reconciliation, what are the big goals now to be good. And again, trying to reach.
Passion translated into enterprise is really for you to wake up in the morning and chase after your dream. And at the end of the day, you'll be standing out like my brother, Akin Kudumaki, and Austin Avuru. Thank you all for coming. I appreciate all the APWEN ladies here. Mama Maduka, thank you so much, man. Thank you for coming. My darling Nancy, Hidiata Mosu, and our sweet, ever-looking young Ego one. Thank you so much. Sister Christy, thank you. It's good to see you again. Thank you so much. Reverend Christy, thank you. Engineer Dr. Ishiri, thank you everyone for coming and making this opening ceremony possible. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I will now take the closing prayer. Please now be upstanding as we take the closing prayer, which is the second stanza of the national anthem once again. O God of creation, that are living just and true, great lofty heights attain to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. Amen. Please remain standing as we take the national anthem. Please, no movement, please. Thank you very much. I rise to trust Nigeria's call obey to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and mind, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.